Real quick, guys, I had the benefit of catching Jane's Addiction in concert over the weekend, and I've been a Jane's Addiction fan. Yes,
in person.
In person, in seas of people.
And everyone was social distanced.
No, none of none of that. This was straight up take your life.
It was a joke.
This was straight up take your life in your hands and enjoy rock and roll music.
Sounds like you were in Jersey.
It was in Jersey. Yes. Yes.
I thought it was in like Philly or something.
No.
It was technically in Jersey. They said it was in Philly. It was across the bridge in Jersey.
So it was Camden then.
Exactly. That's where it was. You know, trying to squeeze.
I know exactly where you were.
Yes. Yes. It was a great show. It definitely was kind of leaning to the nostalgia aspect because the opening acts, they had some smaller bands. One of them was Offspring. If you want to go right back into
Offspring,
early '90s schlock, and they played their hits. And the other one was Logan, who did the song "I Want You to Want Me."
You know, me.
I want
10 Things I Hate About You, but
yes, Cleo, Letters to Cleo.
Yep, Letters to Cleo.
Yeah. Not the name of the band. It's not Letters to Cleo.
That was the remake one, and it was the better one.
Well, it's the remake, but come on.
Better one. I don't know who really. I heard the original. It wasn't as good. Just
all right.
Trick.
Yes.
Cheap Trick. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
The remake was better.
I actually do like the Letters to Cleo version.
See.
Not that I don't like the original. I just.
But it's better.
But I do think sometimes remakes can improve. You know.
I do like a good cover. I also like a good what do they call it? A rendition where it's not the same time signature and all that.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, sorry I actually just heard the other day somebody took Metallica's Enter Sandman and did it made it jazz.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
I've got the whole new Black album on order that they have all of the artists covering all the songs. So there's going to be what? It's like an Elton John and
Miley Cyrus
doing Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
Really?
I heard Miley Cyrus's rendition of Nothing Else Matters that they did live.
Yeah.
And she kills it, man. She is such a phenomenal singer.
Oh, it's almost a shame she gets so distracted by the show because her voice alone is, look at her lineage. Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus is no slouch himself. He can belt. And it passed on because she is incredible. I never listened to her songs and I was not a fan, but when I heard her hit those notes,
she did Jolene.
That is my favorite version of that song.
She did an amazing job. I always thought Jolene was
killed it.
She did, and then also I haven't heard it, but I heard that Lil Nas redid Jolene, but I haven't found it.
I just I saw it on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
I need to hear that now too. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that song, period. But
there are some hilarious commercials going out right now with Uber Eats where they mix two different celebrities together, and they have one with Elton John and Lil Nas X.
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
I love the Patrick Stewart and Mark Hamill one.
Yes, exactly.
That was fabulous.
I didn't see that one.
That's
good.
Yeah, you got to check that out. That one's so hilarious. Good. I'm not a big fan of the gymnast and I guess he's from a style show. What's her name? Biles.
Simone Biles.
Yeah, Simone Biles. It's her and he's apparently a TV personality. I just don't know him that well, and it doesn't work for me. But everybody's got their niche, and so back to Jane's Addiction. Addiction. Of course, they did all their hits, and I mean all their hits. They had two. I'll tell you this, in my mind, two of probably the most perfectly crafted albums. Ritual de la Habitual and Nothing Shocking. And I can't find a bad song on either one of those albums. And they did all those, maybe one of their newest things that nobody wanted to hear. And and even some of their old stuff from their first album, Triple X. You know, they killed it. And again, Perry Farrell is 62 years old, but he did not show up just to go through the motions. He went full speed, and Dave Navarro was there, shirtless as usual, and doing his thing. The band is just I'm so glad I caught them live because, you know, again, 62 years old. That's not guaranteeing that you'll be around in another 5 years, at least touring. You know, so it's always good to catch those groups. And just again, shout out to that band for, you know, still putting on a good show. And I definitely, you know, I say this, I only will leave my zip code for two bands. One is Jane's Addiction, the other one is Deftones. And that's just because those 2 decades were, you know, they're kind of like the soundtrack of the 80s and 90s. But don't forget, I am tomorrow, or I guess in a little while, October, going to see Idols, which I was telling you guys about. Idols, the punk band from Bristol. And, you know, you should have that on your playlist. Matter of fact, this is one thing I was talking to Logan about. I'm going to start putting out binge-worthy singles on our TikTok account, because we don't need to worry about copyright infringement, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, don't forget to follow us on TikTok. We'll start doing like some binge-worthy songs that we like. And, you know, feel free to comment, like, and share and all that stuff. We're going to blow up the internet doing this. I don't think anybody else is doing it. We're going to revolutionize the entire medium.
I like the thing you said there, though, about the band, the bands you would leave your zip code for. For me, I think there's only one, and that's Santana.
Ooh, yeah. No, Santana.
So I have actually like flown multi-states to go see him. I've gotten to see Santana twice. The first time I got super lucky, and that was because I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2012 when I still lived in Colorado. He played Red Rocks. And I'm going to tell you right now, if folks on the internet, if you have never been to a concert at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, that should be a pilgrimage.
I would love to get to that venue.
So for those that don't know, Red Rocks is basically carved out of stone. It's basically a giant, not a mountainside, but a giant hillside that was all stone, and they basically carved the theater, the amphitheater, out of that. So all the seats are basically just rock that's been shaped into seats. But the acoustics, because of that, the sound is amazing. I saw B.B. King in one of his last performances there, and then I saw Santana, and those were 2 of the best shows I have ever been to.
Santana,
yeah.
What did Santana bring? Who was that guy that was remember when Santana had that album and he had like a lot of guests?
Rob Thomas.
Oh, you're talking about the
guy from Matchbox 20.
Yeah,
Rob Thomas, Michelle Branch, those artists.
He did. So that was his covers, or not covers. That was his. I can't remember the name of the album, but no,
he did. The ones I have.
What he did do though is around that time is when I think Guitar Heaven came out, and that was an album of his where he did covers of a lot of big songs, and he worked with other artists. Like he did a cover of Back in Black with Nas. He did Whole Lot of Love. Who is the I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
A Whole Lot of Love. That's I'm a big Zeppelin fan. That Whole Lot of Love is nice, but I'm more like a Black Dog and I'm Gonna Leave You. Those are my like slow blues.
He did Whole Lot of Love, and he had Chris Cornell singing.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I can see that.
So
Yeah.
that album is called Guitar Heaven, and it's like greatest hits, and it's Santana and his band playing, and then he had different artists. So he did Def Leppard's Photograph with Chris Daughtry.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you, I actually think that it is better than Def Leppard's version of the song. Chris Daughtry has an amazing voice.
he's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, forgive me.
Very underrated.
What's Chris Daughtry from again?
He was
Daughtry.
Daughtry. He was American Idol.
The bald guy.
Yep, from North Carolina.
Yeah, but
Bald
those
guy.
albums, his albums are incredible. His range, his voice. Yeah.
Another song is on that Santana album, Little Wing, with Joe Cocker, and then he did "Sunshine of Your Love" with that was another Rob Thomas collaboration.
Joe Cocker. I mean, how long ago was this?
This album came out around 2010, 2011, something like that.
So 10 years ago, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that again.
And what I was saying is when I saw him at Red Rocks, 2011, 2012, whenever that was, he actually played a good number of these songs. Now he didn't have the normal artist, like he didn't have Chris Cornell, but he had his band that would sing, and I just didn't realize like how well some of his, like the guys that sing for him live, they're really good as well. And they're not well known. They're not like huge solo artists or anything like that, but man, they can sing.
Oh, but you know what? I mean, it's probable that some of the best singers in the world we've never heard of. Just we've heard of the most famous singers in the world, but and again, especially the professional who are on tour. I mean, there was a documentary called, I think it was like 30 Feet from Stardom, and it was about backup singers that have just toured with everybody, and they're phenomenal singers, but they're just not the stars. They're like the backup singers, and but again, not saying they're not as talented or not even more so. They're just not. They're not Britney Spears. They're not Shakira, but they sing just as well, if not better. Anyway.
So, Logan, did you have anybody? Is there any musical act that you would leave your zip code to go see?
I have for Evanescence, Amy Lee in particular.
Yeah,
I've seen her a couple times.
She's got a great voice.
She's amazing. Oh, so amazing. Trying to think who else.
I saw her ex live in Colorado.
And Bryan Adams. Bryan Adams I would go see anywhere close. The only problem with Bryan Adams concerts I have is usually the audience. And all these individuals, and male and female both, who feel like, shouting out all sorts of things all the time is going to magically make him be like, oh, you in the 42nd row in the second balcony. Yes, I do want to have your children. Why don't you come down here? No, he doesn't care. So stop ruining it for everybody else.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Van Halen concert. I got to see Van Halen in 2011. 2011 was 2000. I would say, 2011 and 2012 were huge concert years for me. I was going through a very bitter divorce, and trying to get just my life in general figured out. And music has always been like a therapy for me, and so I turned to that, and so I was going to all kinds of concerts just to get away from things, and but I saw Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
I was going to say, was it Van Halen or Van Hagar?
No, I would actually rather see Van Hagar.
Yeah.
Yes, because David Lee Roth is such a prima donna. the man stopped in the middle of a song, stops because there was apparently a little bit of water on. So for those that don't know, David Lee Roth has a special stage on the stage. It's basically these mats that they put down that allow him to do his little dance moves, very smoothly. There was a little bit of water on it. He stops, just pauses the song, and goes and gets a towel and cleans it up, and then they go back, and you could just tell like the whole band is like, "Oh my god, like really, dude." And he's like getting mad at the maintenance crew because they didn't get the water. He was off beat the entire night. Like he just was not on beat with any of the songs. It was not keeping up tempo, and it was just. But I didn't go for Van Halen. I went for Eddie because I'm a guitarist, and getting to see Eddie Van Halen perform live is just another dream come true.
What do you think about Dave Navarro's guitar skills? Going back
to
James.
Dave Navarro is fantastic. He's phenomenal.
What's your favorite Jane's Addiction song?
I actually don't know. I don't know what my favorite. Yeah, because
on.
I know Dave Navarro from his Red Hot Chili Pepper days.
Oh no.
But I also know Dave Navarro from just being Dave Navarro, the guitarist, right? Like I like him just as a guitarist in general.
I hear you, but you need to listen to.
I had never heard of like Parker Fly guitars until I saw Dave Navarro playing them.
Yeah, you know the song 3 Days from Jane's Addiction, right?
I think so.
Oh.
I don't know a lot of Jane's Addiction songs.
Well, you should. You should know all of them.
No.
Yes. And that is what I'm saying to you. Everybody out there on the internet, your homework assignment is to listen to every Jane's Addiction song in chronological order up until the late 90s. Then stop listening. Don't finish. But it again, we'll have it on our TikTok. Just a quick snippets of Jane's Addiction songs that I think you guys will dig. So there'll be binge-worthy songs. We're going to be branching out into the music genre. Like I said, we're breaking the internet because it needs to be broken because it's all.
I'm down for this because I actually have a lot of.
There you go.
I would love to
bring it
here and
you'll throw your sand.
We didn't get Ramon. Ramon, is there any band or music act that you would leave your zip code for?
Yes, definitely. Kenny Loggins.
Oh,
yeah. So, Kenny Loggins.
I like it.
Is actually Kenny Loggins. If Stevie Ray Vaughan, if he's alive, or actually I've seen what do you call this? Dan Fogelberg in concert at Vienna, and I said basically when I watched that, I basically said I could now die in peace, just because of the fact that Kenny Loggins and Dan Fogelberg, they actually growing up, they were like Danny's song and leader of the band. Those are the very first songs that I ever learned on the guitar. And then Stevie Ray was the one who got me into the whole blues, playing the blues and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are like of course there are others, but I would say if there's anyone else, since Stevie Ray is not alive anymore, I would say Kenny Loggins definitely. I would see any of his concert anytime, anywhere.
Yeah,
Danger Zone,
yeah. So Conviction of the Heart, all the good stuff. Danny song, the old and the new stuff. I mean, he keeps on going. I mean, he's So definitely Kenny Loggins.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but during my year of concerts back, almost 10 years ago, I saw what you would call, I guess, a super group, and I forgot all about them. They're called Chicken Foot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, right? Former bassist from Van Halen.
Yep.
Joe Satriani, the guitarist, and Chad Smith, the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, the Avengers.
Yeah.
Huh?
The Avengers.
The Avengers of music. They actually were killed. I actually saw them. So I saw them at the Fillmore in Denver, which is not a huge venue. And it was just an amazing show. Like they just went all out, and it was just, loved it.
Well,
I could talk about music all day.
No, and we've been talking about music. So
Sorry.
First of all, Ramon, you and Kenny can get together and start a super group because both of you are guitarists in your own right, and Logan will be the groupies, and we can just and enjoy them, and we'll do the lighters. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
Good.
Again, keep an eye out on our social because I'm gonna inundate you with Perry Farrell, Dave Navarro music to drive you beautifully insane, which is what their music does.